Good morning, guys. Karen Lavender Clothesline here. Just doing a quick intro for heading out this morning. Today is Tuesday and I am on my way to different thrift stores, hoping to bring you along with me and show you what I'm finding, what's on the shelves, and what interesting things are out there. So hit that like and subscribe button and we will get on the road. This bit of footage that you're going to see is footage that I found in my iCloud that I have not showed. So I figured I'd put this on as a comparison to the thrifting I recently did in Florida. This is footage from Pennsylvania in one of the thrift stores. And here I'm just popping in to take a quick look to see if they have anything. Truthfully, I don't remember what I picked up this day because this was from, I'm going to say about a week ago, maybe 10 days ago. So let's see what I found this day. This is a leather tie valise for traveling, and I do pick these up when they're in very good condition. I recently sold one. I'd have to go back to see what I got for it. Here I'm looking at a painting. I always feel the surface to see if it is rough or smooth, to see if it is a print or if it's really, an artist done painting. Here is another leather piece for travel. It's a men's shaving kit, I would call this. I do pick up these type of items. I pick up Toomey, Cole Haan, Tommy Bahama. Quite a few of them I've done well with, but that one was not a good brand and it wasn't in great shape, in my opinion. That last item was a cigar humidor. I always look at wooden boxes. I sell a lot of wooden boxes. I couldn't give you a list of what I look for in a wooden box. I judge each one individually. Here's an Avon Stein. Definitely no. It's very rare I pick up Avon anything. To me, it just doesn't move, it just doesn't sell. The expression on that figurine's faces was too funny, very poorly painted. But I got a good laugh out of that. She looked like she was smirking. Now, I don't sell a lot of glass, but recently I've really stepped up my game on barware. I think with the rage of mid-century modern, which it was very popular for everybody to be drinking alcohol every day, I think barware has really come into more of a thing than it was a couple of years ago. So any kind of glass decanters or cut glass crystal, things like that, glasses, anything you would use on a bar, I look at. This was a mold that was very well painted of a nurse, but I said no to that. As you can see, we're on the red-pink aisle. I always look in boxes. These are floating candles. I wouldn't pick something like that up. I don't sell very many candles. I don't think there's enough profit capability built into them. Now, there are rare exceptions, but for the most part, no. I thought that was pretty, but it didn't seem finely painted enough. This was a bag of horses. Something like this will always attract my attention. If the horses are of good quality, I will almost always pick something like that up. That was a bag of candlesticks. I said no to that. And here we are looking at the green-blue aisle with yellow mixed in and pink. Another tennis racket. I could tell that one was very cheaply made. Now this bowl is 99 cents, which is a very good price for this if you're looking for, if you have that kind of collection going on. But the glaze had crackled to it, showing that it was not well made. It's quite often that I come upon dishes that from the act of putting them in the dishwasher or the refrigerator, temperature change, that they crack. That's very surprising. They should be able to withstand heat and cold. I thought this little dish was good, and see that piece of tape there? That shows that it came from another shop, whether it be, a thrift store or an antique shop. So I always pay attention to that. That means somebody else chose it before me, and they have a serial number on it. But I did not pick that up for some reason. I don't know why, to tell you the truth. Might have had a chip. This is just dumbbells. I have sold weights locally, but not at $9.99 buy-in price. I would not pick those up. And if it was a larger set, I might have taken a chance if it was a good price. Here I thought this little bunny was adorable. I think this might have been Home Goods. I was going to guess Opal House. Really cute though. Now these little plastic resin figures I do quite well with, so depending on the subject matter, I will pick those up from time to time. Here I am onto clothing and a large shipment of LuLaRoe. I guess one of the dealers went out of business and donated their stock. Again, saturated with the LuLaRoe in the thrift store. They wanted, I believe, $4.50, somewhere between $4.50 and $5 a pair. I don't do LuLaRoe. I should say the only ones that I will pick up are the solid black. I've done well with the solid black dresses, skirts, and the pants. I just went through these to show you the amount and the prints that were there. They had quite a few Disney pieces. Now, could there have been a unicorn in there? Maybe, but I don't know much about the unicorn prints or if they're still, desirable. You could leave a comment down below if you will, if you're doing well with LuLaRoe. So that was just the footage that I had from a day that I ran in quickly. So most times that I'm in the thrift stores, I'm in for the day. And I probably spend a good 8 hours, 10 hours in thrift stores every time I go out. But this day I was on my way to somewhere else and I had a little bit of extra time. Always squeeze in that pop in into thrift stores. It's very hard for me to pass a thrift store. I think this day that ended just looking at that LuLaRoe, and we will go on to the next portion. Today I'm here in Bradenton, Florida with my daughter, Fresh Bloomin' Clothing, aka Mellissa on YouTube with 2 L's, and we are going in this big Goodwill to see what we can find. Join along and let's have some fun. Walking into the store, Mellissa and I are discussing the price difference in the Goodwills where she is in Florida compared to where I am in Pennsylvania. Many of you have commented on how good the pricing is in Pennsylvania, and here I'm looking at a pair of Dr. Scholl's sandals for $7. Now first I thought that wasn't too bad a price, but then we took a look at the heel, and this heel is shot. Cheaper brand, $7. We definitely put that back. As you can see, I'm scoping out where the hard goods are. And on the way back, this item on the right catches my attention. Bold prints always catch my attention. So whether I buy them for personal use or for reselling, I love to look at things that are brightly colored or just have a bold pattern. Here I'm finding an Ellen Tracy. I believe this was a robe. I didn't think that was bad, but I didn't think the style was good enough, so I put that back. And we start to look at some linens. I love selling linens. Now something like this I wouldn't be able to bring on the plane, but this quilt caught my attention. I wanted to see what, the price was on this. And here I'm showing the label, $40. This is called a boutique item. I don't consider this boutique at all. Back home in Pennsylvania, it would be $4, and here it was $40. Here I'm looking at a flannel duvet. I don't know that this was any notable brand. And again, the pricing was a little bit high, not as bad, but still $15. This quilt caught my attention, But this is one of the quilts that are like an imitation. Here we have somebody photobombing, which was great. This was just a customer that joined in with us. Very fun. And we were on to looking at this toile sheet set. I thought this was really pretty. But again, I wasn't going to put this in my suitcase. And I don't remember what they wanted per piece. I think these might have been $12 a piece. I might show the tag, we'll see. $13 a piece. So $26 for 2 flannel sheets is crazy in my opinion. And fabric has caught my attention. I love finding fabric on the bolts. And I take it, when I purchase it, I take it off the bolt and usually sell it as a lot, unless it's fabric that's over, I'm going to say over 7 yards or 10 yards. I then will cut it into smaller units. Here I thought this pattern was great, but Goodwill tied this piece of fabric so tight on this. I don't know why anybody would do that. We need to look at these things, so I actually unroll this fabric a little bit and take a look. Here Mellissa scanning cookbooks while I'm unrolling fabric. And I thought this pattern was very good. If this was at home, I would have purchased this. And here I put it back without retying it so the next person doesn't have to untie it. Mellissa looked at bags a little bit. This tote bag. She proclaimed that she had 2 or 3 of the same style knapsack bag, but she always looks. $5, not a horrible price. Here we found this adorable Tiki. I guess it's just a model. I'm not quite sure. $5, I'm saying. I don't think this was a birdhouse, although that would be very cute. But how adorable is this? I thought this would be a great decoration for somebody's outside deck, or I would imagine you'd have to put this in a covered area. But I love things like this. Look at the detail and the work that went into this. Again, this shopping trip wasn't really about me bringing things home on the plane, which I did wind up bringing home a few things in my suitcase. This was more about running out I think we ran out at 8 o'clock at night, just to see what Goodwill had and to film a little bit for you guys so I could get some footage on. Here Melissa's showing this plastic cup, $10. That would probably be 99 cents in my Goodwill in Pennsylvania. Florida's prices are quite high for thrifting. So kudos to you resellers in Florida that make it work. Melissa's looking at copper molds. We both love a good fish platter. Here I'm telling her I'm leaving the aisle. Catch up. I think she knew something caught my interest, and she decided to film me in this shot. She knows me well. Here I found a painting. This was hand done, and it's a beach scene. I thought this painting was very good, done by an amateur. It wasn't anything high-end, but I thought this person really did a great job. It was canvas. I think this might have been oil or acrylic. Acrylic has a shinier finish, and oil painting is more of a matte finish. Now this shelf I loved. This thing was heavy, solid wood, and we were trying to decide what this was used for. Mellissa said to hang tissue paper over. I wasn't quite sure what this was. Leave a comment down below if you know what this shelf is for. I didn't know if it was a book rack. People put magazines and books behind, but we wanted to hear what you guys thought. As I've said before, the wood aisle or brown aisle is always my favorite. I find the most items on this aisle. This was a little cigar box that somebody turned into a purse. How stinking cute is this? So cute. I loved this. I'm not quite sure it was practical with the clasp on the bottom. I think every time you opened it, all your items would fall out. Really cute. It's Melissa zooming in on eye candy, M&M's candy box. We thought this was great fun. There's Melissa's signature color. She loves a good aqua. Here I'm connecting with the woman who photobombed us. We became fast friends. I love meeting and talking to people in all the stores. We were comparing shoes. We got like old girlfriends. Very fun. So at this point, we were told by a manager that we should not be filming, and we were very respectful. Melissa cut off the camera right away, and we just took a few still shots. So the next few photos are just still shots of items that I thought were very good in this store. Now, I don't know about resale, but for decorating, really found some cool things. So this first is a floral piece. I thought the frame was great. Here I put this little elf garden gnome in the cart. He really needed to be repainted. I don't know if somebody redid his face. I would have picked this up if I was home. I think you could have still resold it. I would not have bothered painting it myself. I would have disclosed that I felt, in my opinion, he needed his face repainted, but I'm convinced he would have sold. But I put him back because I couldn't bring him on the plane. I thought this floral painting was very good. And it turns out that this was a Mexican-made piece. They're quite common, but I still thought it was very nice. Here we're looking at prints, San Francisco prints. The frame is what drew my attention. I really liked the frame, and there were two of them, so I wanted to show these. Here I found this mirror and fell in love with it. The frame was very old. This was a very distressed piece. I don't think I would have painted this or, upcycled it. I think I would have left this piece exactly like it is and used this. I don't know about in my home, but this is a great piece. Very old. I'm going to say 1800s for that piece. And next to it was an Asian print, really beautiful. But here I'm showing the back of the mirror, the frame, and all of this you can see is very old. See that paper, how old that is? So always look at the back of art or framed pieces. That will tell you more than the front will tell. So that is our little trip to Goodwill, 8 o'clock at night, just to have some fun. I did wind up picking up, I believe, 5 or 6 pieces that would fit in my suitcase, and I will be showing those in my next haul. So thanks so much for watching, and go out and get what's yours. Welcome back to another episode of Crazy High Profit Thrift Finds. A few of these have really high profit for the buy-in price, but some of these items I wanted to show not only because the profit is good, but these are items that many thrifters may be passing on. So I will denote that when we come to that, and let's get started. The first pair of shoes are Allen Edmonds. You guys all know I talk about these a lot. I love finding them. I paid $7.87 for these, $45.85. They did take a while to sell. The next item is White House Black Market. Sometimes this is a brand that I pass on, but I judge each pickup by the style of the item. I thought this dress was beautiful, $48.50, and I paid $5.25. The next item used to be a really big seller a couple years back. Now it moves a little bit slower, but the profit on these I felt was this good because of the design of the back pockets. So I think this is called Angel Wing Bling, maybe, $34.92. And I did pay a little bit more for these. I believe I paid $6.95. This item I picked up solely because it's embroidered. You guys know I love embroidered clothing. This is Chico's Energy, which is kind of like their active line, I believe. $34.92, and I paid $4.50. This item took a long time to sell, and the reason was the spelling was incorrect. Because I list so much and I'm not a great typer, I do make mistakes, and a follower was gracious enough to let me know I had left the R out. So once I fixed it, it sold a little bit quicker, $111.60, and I paid $4.50. This is a quilt I recently showed in one of my hauls, and I also reported back on Instagram. My Instagram is where I report back on what items are bringing in my store, and that is Lavender Clothesline also on Instagram. So you can follow me over there if you like to see what items actually sell for. $157.68. I was thrilled. This was a beautiful quilt. This next item is an item I love to sell, pencils. Yep, just regular old vintage pencils. I don't even think one of these packs was all the way filled, and that's why I put partial, $34.88, and I'm probably guessing I didn't pay more than $2 for the two of them. Here is a Cabby skirt. Now, Cabby has the new label and the old label. I know a lot of resellers or shoppers have stopped picking up the old label. I judge each piece on its own merit, $32.50. I paid $4.50. This was a statue or a figurine with hummingbirds. Hummingbirds are so beautiful. I knew this would sell, $38, and I just showed this on a recent thrift pickup. This is a sweater. If I remember correctly, guys, I picked this up in the bins. I saw the striping and the coloring. Absolutely, yes. This is Lucky Brand, which a lot of times does not bring this kind of money. $38.88 and really pretty. Like I said, I think I picked this up at the bin, so I would have paid under $2. This is another group of crystals that I took from a chandelier I took apart, $63.72. I believe this lot is from another free chandelier. People give away old chandeliers because they're defunct, they're not in great shape, but you can take those chandeliers apart and make great profit. I always look for crystal or glass in all of the crystals. This is a beautiful item. This was a duvet cover put out by Legacy. I didn't recognize Legacy's brand at the time, but Legacy is a really nice brand, high quality. $165. I'm not sure if I received exactly $165. I'd have to go back and look. I did offer the buyer a little bit of a lower price because she also bought the next item, which was the matching bed skirt, $92.88. And I combined shipping and lowered the price for her. This next item is Express. Now, I don't pick up a lot of Express famous last words, but this was a man's leather shirt jacket. So it was kind of like a cross between a jacket and a shirt. But when I looked at it, I thought that looks really good. That looks very like Indiana Jonesy, very distressed, very cool. $85.68. Yes, all day long. I paid $4.50. This is St. James, which is a very nice brand. This took a while to sell, I think because of the pink. You know, you really have to want that pink in order to purchase this, $64.08. And what did I pay for this? I believe I paid $7.50 for this. This next item, I went back and forth for a while. I think I showed it in a shopping trip. This is a Cole Haan leather valise. It's where a man would keep his ties when he travels. I went back and forth for a few minutes, and then I said, you know what? I think it was $2 or $3. $49.88. Boy, am I glad I picked that one up. This is a pair of shoes. I never heard of this brand, Leon Max. Maybe it's a famous brand and I didn't know. It was a wedge booty with a peep toe, $61.95. So there's another episode of Crazy High Profit Thrift Finds, and I like to show these so you guys will consider items when you're in the thrift store and find some high profit items. Thanks for watching. Go out and get what's yours.